Good morning students. In this video, we will discuss about the next post-fertilization events, formation of seed. So let us see, it is also called fertilized ovule because after fertilization, ovule transferred into seed. Ovule transferred into seed, or it is also called, seed is also called ripened ovule. And usually seeds are formed within the fruits because ovary transferred into fruit, ovule transferred into seed. So seeds are developed within the fruit. The seed mainly has two parts. Outer region is called seed coat and inner region is called embryo, and embryo has mainly axis that is called embryonal axis, and outer inside two or one cotyledons present. Seed mainly has seed coat and embryo has its axis and cotyledons, and seed coat again divided into outer layer and inner layer. The outer layer of seed coat is called testa and inner layer is called tegmen. And this the seed has a small opening and a scar, and this scar is called hilum, and this opening, the opening which is present on seed, that is called micropyle, and this micropyle helps in exchange of water and oxygen for the germination. So germination of seed requires adequate oxygen and water, and these two enter into micropyle and it helps in entry of oxygen and water during the germination process. And embryo has axis and it has one or two cotyledons. They helps in reserve or storage of food material. So these are the two different parts of seed. And seed generally depending on or based on presence or absence of endosperm in the embryo, seeds are mainly classified into two types: dicot seed and monocot seed. In dicot seed, so dicot seeds like pea and groundnut, and the seed has seed coat and embryo has embryonal axis, and it has two cotyledons depending on presence or absence of endosperm or number of cotyledons. Seeds are of two types: dicot seed and monocot seed. And dicot seed has, this is the axis of embryo. The axis of embryo is called tizellum, and this tizellum has upper part and inner part. The upper part of tizellum is called plumule and the lower part is known as radicle, and these are the two cotyledons. So it has two cotyledons, hence it is called dicotyledons. And this region where plumule attached with cotyledons is known as epicotyle, and this region is called where radicle attached with cotyledons, that is known as hypocotyle. And here endosperm is absent. It means endosperm is completely utilized and two cotyledons present, hence it is called dicot seed. And endosperm is completely utilized, as dicot seed is also called non-endospermic seed, or it is also called X albuminous seed, because endosperm is also called albuminous tissue. Here albuminous tissue is totally consumed, hence it is also known as X albuminous tissue. Then after germination, actually this is embryo, so embryo present in the seed, so this is the seed coat, outer layer testa and inner layer tegmen. तो जब ये split हो जाएगा, then plumule transferred into shoot system, this plumule transferred into shoot system, and radicle transferred into root system. And cotyledons initially they act as reserve food material because cotyledons supply the nourishment to the developing plumule and radicle. So after the utilization of cotyledons, plumule produce leaves, and leaves make the food material through the process of photosynthesis. So this is the dicot seed, and depending on absence or presence of albuminous tissue, and number of cotyledons. Second type of seed is called, that is monocot seed. Mono means one, coty means cotyledons. So monocot seed. So if you observe the structure of monocot seed, so this is the structure of monocot seed. In this seed, here the small amount of endosperm remains with, or albuminous tissue remains with embryo. So this is the endosperm. This is the endosperm and this is the embryo. So both endosperm and embryo both are separated by a protein rich layer, and this protein rich layer called alluran layer, and it has 3 sets of chromosomes. And this is the axis of embryo, and axis of embryo has stygellum. This is the upper region. The upper region of axis is called plumule, and this is the lower region, and this lower region is again radicle. Here plumule and radicle both are protected by undifferentiated seed. Plumule is protected by coleoptile and radicle is covered by coleorhiza. And this is the only one cotyledon. This is the large shield shaped cotyledon. This large shield shaped cotyledon is called scutelle. We have only one cotyledon, and it is called monocotyledonous or monocot seed. And here a small amount of endosperm remains with embryo. So hence it is also called monocot seed, is also called endospermic seed. Endospermic seed is also called albuminous. This is also called albuminous seed. Examples. So different examples: maize, this is monocot; wheat, this is also monocot; barley, this is also monocot; sunflower, this is also monocot; and castor. Castor actually dicot, but the seed is monocot seed. So depending on presence and absence of albuminous tissue and number of cotyledons, seeds are of two types: dicot seed and monocot seed. And what are the advantages of seeds? If seeds present, formation of seed is present is a characteristic feature of both angiosperms and gymnosperm. Here, what are the advantages? Advantages of seeds. Advantages of seeds. To advantages, if seeds present, then some post-fertilization and post-fertilization events like pollination and fertilization. Pollination and fertilization, these two events, they are the independent of water. So water is not required. But if you observe algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, fertilization required water. But in seeded plants, these two events, pollination and fertilization, both are independent of water. And seeds also have special mechanism for its dispersal. So dispersal on a special mechanism present. Then, so they have special strategies to form new colonies or colonization of species. Colonization of species into new areas. It is also one of the advantages. And seeds also nourishes developing embryos. So reserved food material present in seed, it nourishes developing embryos. And if his seed coat is very hard, then hard seed coat protect young embryos. And if seeds present, they also produce genetic new combinations, and genetic new combination leads to variations, and variations are very important. They are very important for evolution. So these are the various advantages of seeds. And generally seed is the basis. Generally seed is the basis of our agriculture. So during agriculture, so for storage of seeds, there are two important steps. The two crucial steps for storage of seeds, they are dehydration and dormancy. Dehydration and dormancy, these are the two crucial steps for storage of seeds. Because seed is the basis of our agriculture. जितना दिन seed को store करेगा उतना अच्छा है. A storage of seeds में देखो first dehydration. Dehydration means it is the loss of 10 to 15% of water during the maturation of seed. When seed undergo maturation and it loses 10 to 50% of water, that is called dehydration. After the dehydration, then seed undergo inactive state. Inactive state under unfavorable condition, that is called dormancy. Then when conditions become favorable, means when sufficient amount of oxygen and adequate water is available, then seed undergoes germination to produce seedlings, then plants, then production. So these two, dehydration and dormancy, they are the two crucial steps for storage of seeds. And generally, viability of seed. Viability of seed is few months up to few months in many cases. Viability of seed. What is viability? It is the time period in which seed has the ability to retain the capacity to germinate. That is called viability. Generally, it is up to few months in many cases. But there are some long viable seeds. Long viable seeds. So long viable seeds, there are two examples for long viable seeds. The first one is lupin. The scientific name of lupin is Lupinus arcticus. Lupinus arcticus, usually it is available in Arctic tundra. During the excavation, it is available, and the seed of lupin, it germinates after 10,000 years. Generally, it is up to few months, but the seed of lupin is germinates after 10,000 years. The second example is date palm. Date palm. The scientific name of date palm is Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera, and usually it is available during the excavation near King's Herald Palace. King's Herald Palace near Dead Sea, and the seed of date palm, it germinates after 2000 years. So these are the lupin and date palm. Both are the long viable seeds. They germinate after many years and produce seedlings. And here number of seeds are equals to number of ovules. But sometimes number of ovules lower than number of seeds. If you observe some plants like orchids and some parasitic plants like Orabanki and Stiga, in these the plants have large number of many tiny seeds. So these are the some advantages and long viable seeds. So this is the third post fertilization event. Next event is, last event is formation of fruit. Formation of fruit. After fertilization, ovary transferred into fruit, or biologically fruit is also called ripened ovary. And the fruit wall, after fertilization, ovary wall transferred into fruit wall, and fruit wall is called pericarp, and this pericarp is very thin. So fruit wall is called pericarp, it is very thin. And fruits, they are of different types. Some fruits are called parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpic fruits, generally fruits develops without fertilization. If fruits develops without fertilization, they are called parthenocarpic fruits, and parthenocarpic fruits are usually seedless. They are seedless, example grapes and banana. And some fruits are called false fruits. Some fruits are called false fruits. False fruits, if any part of flower other than ovary, transferred into fruit, then they are called false fruits. For example, apple, strawberry and cashew nut. In these three cases, other than ovary transferred into fruit. In apple and strawberry, thalamus store the food material and become fleshy, whereas in cashew nut, pedicel store the food material and become fleshy. And true fruits, what are true fruits? If after fertilization, if ovary transferred into fruit, then these fruits are called true fruits. And true fruits, If ovary transferred into fruit after fertilization, they are called true fruits. And true fruits are, some fruits are fleshy fruits and some fruits are called dry fruits. In fleshy fruits, pericarp, fruit wall, it remain fleshy, and in dry fruits, the pericarp remain dry. So these are the different types of fruits. So these are the 4 post fertilization events takes place in angiospermic glands or flowering glands. इसमें लास्ट में जो 2 टॉपिक्स है उसमें से एक है एपोमिक्सिस. इस चैप्टर का लास्ट टॉपिक एक एपोमिक्सिस और एक है पॉलीएम्ब्रियो. So what is apomixis? So apomixis means it is the formation of seed without fertilization. Formation of seed without fertilization, formation of fruit without fertilization is called apomixis. And apomixis usually it can be seen in some plants like grasses and Asteraceae family. Grasses and Asteraceae family. Actually, apomixis is asexual reproduction because sexual fertilization is absent, but it produces seeds. Formation of seed is a characteristic feature of sexual reproduction. So apomixis is actually asexual reproduction, but that mimics sexual reproduction. So formation of seed without fertilization is called apomixis. Example, grasses and Asteraceae family. Next event is polyembryony. Poly means many, embryony means embryo. It is the phenomenon of occurrence of many embryos in a seed. Generally एक seed के अंदर एक embryo, but if many embryos present in a seed, then it is called polyembryony. So example, mango species and citrus species. In mango and citrus species, for example, ये seed है, zygote embryo में convert होगा, this is called zygotic embryo. और nucellus भी, so nucellus भी directly embryo में convert हो जाता, then this is called nucellar embryo. Or integuments also, and this is called integumentary embryo. एक सीड के अंदर एक से ज्यादा एम्ब्रियोस है, इसलिए इसका नाम क्या पॉलीएम्ब्रियोनी. बट द कॉमन पॉलीएम्ब्रियोनी इज क्लीवेज पॉलीएम्ब्रियोनी. क्लीवेज पॉलीएम्ब्रियोनी is the characteristic feature of gymnosperm. So apomixis, formation of seed without fertilization. Polyembryony is the occurrence of many embryos in a seed, that is called polyembryo. फिर इस चैप्टर का लास्ट पैराग्राफ में एक लाइन लिखा है. सो जनरली हमारा एग्रीकल्चर का जो मेन बेस है सीड, और इस सीड में जनरली हाइब्रिड्स फार्मर्स क्या करेगा, हाइब्रिड्स को खरीदेगा फिर कल्टिवेट करेगा. बट हाइब्रिड जब कल्टिवेट करेगा, हाइब्रिड्स के अंदर में जो कैरेक्टर्स है दे आर सेग्रीगेटेड ड्यूरिंग द फर्टिलाइजेशन. तो नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर से हाइब्रिड खरीदना पड़ेगा. सो ऐसा प्रोसीजर में इफ apomixis is introduced in hybrids, then characters are not segregated because apomixis is genetically controlled. But problem is अभी तक कौन सा जीन्स कंट्रोल कर रहा है, अभी तक स्ट्रेचेस. अगर ये एक बार अगर हो गया एपोमिक्टिक सीड्स, कॉस्ट बहुत कम हो जाएगा. दे प्रोड्यूस लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ ईल्ड एंड सुपीरियर कैरेक्टर्स मेंटेन करेगा. कैरेक्टर्स आर नॉट सेग्रीगेटेड. So these are the advantages of apomictic seeds.